you are here because you have heard that our first speaker is Mark Guy. Now, Mark is an in-demand executive communication coach and a TEDx speaker. He's an expert in body language, leadership development, and persuasive communication. If you've ever talked to Mark, you definitely get that persuasive part of his personality right off the bat. Mark reached the semifinals of the largest public speaking contest in the world and placed in the top 100 speakers worldwide, according to Toastmasters International in 2015. His communication leadership podcast called Speak Brave reaches international audiences, which is one of the reasons we have here with us tonight. He has messages of inspiration and hope that he shares around the world. You know, as an executive communications coach and mentor in the technology, nonprofit, and banking industries, Mark has over 20 years of business and sales experience. He works with business leaders to help increase revenue with powerful messaging. Now think about contests. What is it that you want? I think you want some powerful messaging. So please help me welcome our esteemed speaker tonight, Toastmaster Mark Guy.
Thank you, Vicky, for that wonderful. You did a fantastic job with that introduction that took me hours to write. I see nobody has fallen asleep, or maybe they have behind the camera. Please forgive me for that long introduction. I will try to be as entertaining and engaging as I possibly can. Thank you, everyone, for coming, for spending your Tuesday night with us for the next couple hours, learning about what does it take to compete, to go far, to evolve, to grow as a speaker, and make sure that your message is heard far and wide. So if you're in the right session, give me a hands up, give me a blink, throw me a kiss, whatever it is. I will take everything. I will take everything from everyone. So I love it that you're here. Oh, I also see some love signs. Fantastic. This is what it is. We need more love in the world. Okay. I will start sharing my screen and we will get into the presentation. It will just take one moment. Thank you. So I can only see a couple of people, and Vicky, you are the top of my list. So I'll be watching you for the for the visual cues. So you'll help me make sure that everything goes well. Can you see my screen? Thank you. So my promise, as you are listening to the sound of my voice and seeing me and receiving this information, I'd like to share this with you. You'll be inspired to take action and to create world-class speeches with power and confidence so you can supercharge your influence and win. Now, winning for you may be just getting outside of your comfort zone. Maybe it is sharing your life story, or maybe perhaps your story from last weekend, and just sharing from your heart. When I have been working and with Toastmasters, inside Toastmasters, outside of Toastmasters, one of the biggest things that come up over and over and over again for so many people is fear. They say, Mark, I have this message and it's about my dad, or it's about my grandfather or grandma, or maybe it's about my niece or somebody else in my life, but I'm so terrified to share and what's coming from my heart. And I could just say, well, can be dismissive and say, well, get over it. You have to go over and share from your heart, but it's a real concern. So as you listen to me, hopefully you take some strategies how you can overcome fear of being so vulnerable. In fact, if you have a message to say and you are literally shaking, your body, your hands, your legs are shaking from fear because you're going so deep and you never have revealed such deep insights to anyone into the world, congratulations, you are on your way to successful speech and message. So hopefully you keep this in mind. So one of the most important things that I'd like to share with everyone who is on this call is this. I feel from the depth of my soul is that competitive speaking in the Toastmasters environment allows you for accelerated learning laboratory. Essentially, you can collapse your learning time by participating in a speech contest and advancing after round and round of elimination the skills that would take you years to learn. Oh, I see somebody is in agreement. Thank you. So speech contest is that type of environment where it forces you to learn much faster. And for me, if you're part of Toastmasters, maybe that's what brings you to this organization, is the love of learning. And that's why I'm here, to learn as much as I can, because I want to keep my brain fluid. So I want to just take you back all the way since I was this cute little boy, I think maybe 7 years old, hiding behind my dad, as always. And why am I showing you this? When I was a little kid, our father, he worked a lot. And he was never home, always working, during the week, during the weekend. And, 4 kids, trying to support, young family, 4 kids in a new town, no relatives, no support system. So I understand now as a grown man why he had to do what he had to do. But when I was a kid, I couldn't understand why he's working so much. So every time he comes at night or came back home, I said, Dad, tell us a story. And he's like, oh, all right. He's so tired, he's fallen asleep. And he's telling us a story about the space exploration, the black holes, the infinite universe. And I thought, wow, Dad, this is the best story. And he used to tell us the story over and over and over again. And the reason I tell you this is because no matter where you came from, what country, what region of this planet, what circumstances you have come from, you have a story to tell. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. And speech contests, whether that's international speech contest, humorous, evaluation, tall tales, allows you to open up a part of your soul and share a message that needs to be heard. And I invite you to do it. Okay, so no more of this picture. I'm going to move forward. Okay, I'll be talking about finding your purpose, how to have a will-do mindset, and how to schedule success in competitive speaking. So why do enter a speech contest? I'll be focusing on international speech contest for major portion of this talk. Perhaps you'd like to be an international speaker, travel the world. You can do it through Zoom or in person. Maybe you'd like to be a TEDx speaker, speak on a TEDx stage and TED stage as well. Or you'd like to be a podcaster, have a podcasting message throughout the world. Competitive speaking will allow you to do that. Or you'd like to connect with other winners. In this picture, I have Derek Klott. I have worked with him on his district winning speech in 2019 in Daytona Beach, I believe. And he reached out to me as he was preparing for his talk. And he said, Mark, what do I need to do to win this contest? And I appreciated that he reached out to me. I said, well, Derek, what do you have? And I asked him to be even more vulnerable. Whatever he felt was the case, I said, go deeper, because that's where the gold is for every message that you have. Or you would like perhaps to be associated with other winners. On this picture, I have several speech contest winners from District 84, Lisa Askew, 2018, Derek Klott, 2019, George Casey, and a few others as well. So perhaps you'd like to push yourself outside of your current ability and associate with people who are driven, enthusiastic, and will take you to the next level. Wherever your reason to enter a speech contest, enter. Because if you give it what it asks of you, you will evolve to a different skill level, and that is priceless. All right, I want to show you this picture right here. You might think, Mark, why do you have this silly picture? And it says, never give up. One of my very first jobs out of college was at a call center for a big bank, MBNA, that was later acquired by Bank of America in Delaware. And a recruiter came on campus and had this t-shirt with this image on. And I thought this was the funniest image. And that's where I went to work right after my college, because of the t-shirt that they gave out during the campus fair. And the reason I want to show you this is as you enter the speech contest, never give up. The speech contest that I was fortunate enough to advance in my cycle, I entered at the club level and I lost in the previous year. So you would think, oh, man, what is this? Why you tell me this? The reason I tell you this, speeches, they never die. Our messages are never finished. They never expire. If we give it due diligence, care, love, attention, and nurturing, your message can take you to the world stage and beyond. So never give up. Even if you may not advance as far as you will think, you have learned so much, and those skills are transferable within and outside of Toastmasters. So that's a story about my first job. Never give up. I love this cartoon. Okay. So one thing I want to share is this. I love this quote from Brian Tracy. No one lives long enough to learn everything they need to learn, starting from scratch. To be successful, we absolutely, positively have to find people who have already paid the price to learn the things that we need to learn to achieve our goals. So if your intention is to enter international speech contest, who can you reach out today that have done it? Who has reached that apex of excellence that you can be introduced, reach out, and have a connection and ask them and soak up everything that you can? Because championship mindset is different than if you're just a regular type of mindset. Champions think differently. They try new things. They're open to experimentation. They leverage their skills. And those wonderful human beings are available to be reached out in Toastmasters universe. As you know, this is a picture I have taken with Darren LaCroix and a few others as well. Previous district director, Mike McLean, Marjane Taylor. And when he came to Orlando, is you can learn and tap into the previous world champion speakers and ask them what is their success. And this is the picture from just a couple of weeks ago. There's a difference. I gained a little bit of weight, but who's counting between friends? So you learn from the best of the best. This is a picture from a couple years ago in Tampa at the Marriott Airport when Prez Vasiliev, a Bulgarian native, came and gave a keynote. And that's why I entered the speech contest as well. He is an immigrant like me, speaks English as a second language like me. And he told a simple story about change of a tire in 2014 and won in Cincinnati, United States. I thought to myself, if he can do it, I can probably do it. So look to inspiration. And if you meet your heroes, hopefully you're not disappointed and you keep moving. But even if you do, learn everything that you can. So one thing to remember is you cannot travel this competitive speaking journey alone. I'm going to ask you to focus on mentors, masterminds, and mountains. Who are the mentors in your life that will help you, carry you, and encourage you when you don't feel like rehearsing one more time, practicing, making the appointment to speak inside of Toastmasters environment, outside of Toastmasters environment? In 2015, on the way to the district championship and semifinals, I was able to cultivate and create 3 different mastermind groups that met 3 times a week. One was on Friday afternoon, where we were going through speech, content, delivery, mechanics of presentations. On Wednesday morning, I have met with previous district champions and others as well, where we were focusing on the strength of a message. And there was another mastermind meeting all in the same week, every week, that just helped me with overall strategy. And the reason I tell you this is you have to have a support system, whether that's in your home or outside of your home, that you can just be embraced and share what's on your heart. Because I know this is speech contest is like a jealous lover. It takes all of your time, all of your attention, all of your money, all of your energy, and it doesn't let go. And who can you share this burden with? You need mentors. You need masterminds that will help you and push you to the next level when you don't feel like it. And of course, this is my other mentor, Beverly Lerner, DTM, my neighbor in Winter Haven, that was instrumental in my success as well. So one of the things that you have to know is, how do you prepare a speech, a talk, a message that resonates beyond one area, one level? Is my answer to this is to become a fierce learning machine. How much can you learn about the craft of speaking? What are the techniques from the past, from the Bible, from Bhagavad Gita, I think, from Greek and Roman legends, from other orators that you can consume and learn about what makes a powerful and winning message. And the reason that you have this wonderful opportunity with the speech contest is that, I will be honest with you, if it wasn't for the speech contest, if I didn't know that there is going to be an area contest, a division, a district, and beyond, I would not push myself to learn as much as I did. I need that additional constraint, that container, that border, that framework for which I can attach my learning and push myself. So speech contest, I think, is a gift that comes with your membership with Toastmasters, because it forces you to learn as much as you can. And this is one of my favorite posters. Read more. How can you lead if you don't read? I say this quite often. So, and I still stand behind it. And of course, some of you reading, if you can see the expression on my face, this is how many books you have to read in order to make sure that your message is clear, and also get ideas about the craft of speaking. One of the other important things to remember is, when you are presenting, when you are talking, when you are sharing, do you pay attention to your presence? How do you show up on camera? How do you show up in front of the people? And what is your body language actually says? One of the most important things, if you remember nothing from this presentation, is to be congruent between your words and your overall body movements. As you probably know, the audience will not believe if there's a disconnect, if there is a lack of congruence between what you say and how do you appear. And how do we get this deep awareness into our body language? If you're able to record yourself, either through Zoom function and then watch it later in archive or in video, it's one of the best coaching tools you have, and just see and observe your movements, or have somebody describe it to you if you're unable to see, and go deeper. And why is this so important? This I have learned from Mr. Darren LaCroix. He said, okay, Darren, why should we record ourselves? Well, I don't want to watch myself on video. And Darren's response was, well, we have to watch you. What makes you so special that you don't want to watch yourself? Jeez, that's the truth. If you want to take this as a serious matter and prepare as an Olympian, because international speech contests and other contests, it's like an Olympics of public speaking. It's the largest speaking contest in the world, and you want to show up from competitors from every continent and every conceivable place, and you don't know what is their preparation is like, how much time they have put in, who are their mentors, what is the environment that they have. And if you just take it lackadaisical, I think you get lackadaisical results. In 2014, I entered a speech contest for international speaking, and the person who have advanced beyond me, beyond division, was Sally Shaw, and she went to Malaysia 2014, I think, yeah, 2014. And then I was looking into myself and said, why did I lose? And then I later learned that at that time, her position in life, she was a full-time teacher. So she had stage time in front of the toughest audience, kids. Of course I would lose to her, because she's speaking 5 times a week, and maybe even more in front of the parents. So it takes time. It takes effort to make sure that you can speak at the highest level. Okay, is everyone with me so far? I don't know how much time has passed, so I'm just gonna keep talking as much as you let me. Okay, so Body language. All right. I just want to show you this picture right here. I still don't know what this body language gesture is. I just put it in here for fun. You have to know how do you show up to your audience, and is your message congruent with your body? One of the things to remember is as you map out your strategy to go beyond your club, area, division, district, my biggest point to remember is to over-prepare. Over-prepare for every area of competition, for area, division, and district. Think when the dates for those competitions have they been set. Put it on your calendar, meditate, visualize, look at those dates so you can prepare at your best. Find out who are your competitors. Look who has been competed in the past. See if you can get recordings and over prepare, because I think this is one of the things that you can prepare at a high level. And if you do win at your club, area, division, district, this is one of the things I love to say, is to sharpen your tools after each victory, because each level of competition will be more fierce with tougher competitors and even more dynamic messaging. So you can never, ever, ever rest on your laurels. The next thing to remember as you're going through the cycles in your speaking and preparation is the art of accepting feedback. This is why we're in Toastmasters. We all have feedback to offer, whether that's qualified feedback or not qualified feedback. That's the second point, right? But we all love to, because we learn to listen and to verbalize our feelings, emotions, and response to what we just heard. One thing to remember is if you're getting feedback, who is giving you feedback? Is that your mentor who is invested in your success? Or perhaps it's another club member who just heard your speech for the first time, may never see you again, and only giving you 2 minutes of feedback. You may catch a lightning in a bottle, yes, but most likely it may not be the quality type of feedback that you need to keep advancing. So one of the things that I have heard or learned and given this to people that I work and mentor with is I said, when you receive feedback, record it, maybe on video, document it, and make sure you say this. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I'll say it again. Thank you for sharing, and keep moving. Sometimes some of the feedback you receive and you think like, what are they saying? Just like, it always makes you think. Sometimes the feedback you receive is like, what were they thinking? Some of the times the feedback makes you laugh. You can't be serious. You can't tell me this feedback. But any feedback you receive from anyone on your speaking journey is always worth listening. Just take this approach, respect, and thank you for sharing. Does that make sense so far? I can only see Vicky. I don't know what is happening with the rest of the presentation. So Vicky is my lighthouse that I can see. Thank you. Speech writing. Exceptional speeches, exceptional messages start with exceptional writing. So how do you write? Do you write in your car? Maybe do an Uber drive, or maybe in a shower you have like a whiteboard, or maybe when you go to bed. How do you write ideas, metaphors, alliterations, case studies, story spines, examples, calls to action? If you are serious about your message and your craft, your phone is your friend. You write down all the ideas in your phone or perhaps in your notebook, and it's a living, breathing organism that helps you to marinate your ideas. So you live in this living, like a living organ, like a Frankenstein, right? You remove some parts, you add some parts, this doesn't work. Okay, let me rearrange some things. But you have to continuously write and rewrite. And I think one of the world champions, probably speaking, Mike Brown, said that great speeches are not written, they are rewritten. And it's true. Writing is refined thinking. It allows you to use economy of words and crystallize your idea for the audience and help you reach their hearts, minds, and souls. if you had the great privilege to hear previous world champion of public speaking, one Miss LaShonda Randles, she has passed. She won oral contest in 2008. And she was a writer, speaker in Toastmasters. And her journey and winning speech is documented in a documentary called, guess what? Speak. That's the name of the documentary. I remember her line when she was giving the speech in Canada. She said, "We're not half afraid of dying as we are, that no one will remember we were ever here." So for her, her speech was part of her legacy for her children, grandchildren. Her, she was a mom. She was talking about her mom in the speech. Perhaps this speech contest, whichever form you take, is part of your legacy, is for you to rise above your circumstances and to document your journey and to share and share and share with others. So she was, in her speech, she was talking about how to document and how to write. So I invite you to do the same. Exceptional speeches and messages start with exceptional writing. So, but you say, Mark, I don't know how to write. I hate writing. I don't have time to write. Okay. I have to, go there, go here, go there, meet this person, go do that. I'm a busy retiree, or I'm a busy mom or dad or student, entrepreneur. Okay, I hear you. One of the things that have helped me, and I'd like to share with you, I have a professional subscription to the artificial intelligence writing service. It helps me to create marketing strategies, stories for my clients and beyond. You can get a free trial. One of them is called Jarvis, and you put in a word or an idea, and it will, through natural language processing system, share with you a structure and outline of something you want to write about. Perhaps it could be your blog or speech or unique value proposition. There is no more excuses if you say, I have a writer's block. I cannot write. I cannot capture. Invest in the writing service or work with a writer, somebody who can interview you perhaps and help you write your story. There's no more excuses. Okay, one thing I love to say is, with writing, precision in language is power. When you have an outline of your talk, whether that's between 3 and 4 pages, let's say for the International Speech Contest, you refine it, you work on it, you marinate on it, you put it away, then come back a few days later, because precision will help you be the most powerful with your message, and it starts with writing. I just don't know any other ways around it. You may not like what I have to say, but I believe in it 100%. And if reach out to me, I can give you some additional tips to give you help you with writing prompts. One thing I believe is that speaking is an energy exchange between you and the audience. You as a speaker, storyteller, messenger, have a message. And every time you stand in front of the audience, whether on Zoom or in person, you have a specific energy. And your energy is what attracts people to you. Not everyone will resonate. Not everyone will hear or want to hear. But you can, remember what I said, you can learn about the craft of messaging. What is it? What is the story? What is the story spine? Is there characters, conflict, cure, resolution, call to action, and how to put your audience into the scene of your story and into the message to make sure that your message is unassailable, it's irresistible, and it's compelling. So I do focus on energy exchange as much as I can. Of course, one thing to always remember is you have to learn how to breathe again. Competitive speaking can be a demanding and exhausting endeavor. And I recommend investing daily or several times a week into learning, accepting, and embracing breathing exercises. I am not a practitioner. I'm a user of a conscious connected breathing. It helps me to focus on my voice, on my stamina, and on just the richness of my breathing. You don't want to be the speaker when it's your turn to speak and you're hyperventilating. You want to be a speaker that is rich with the resonance of your voice, who is calm or excited, depending on your message, or both in the same 5 minutes if you can. It all starts with breathing. And there's a picture of me breathing as much as I can. I know some of you took a picture of this. This is amazing. So I also recommend investing a little bit of time into meditation every week as you're going through the levels in your competitive speaking. Could be just 1 minute meditation, could be 5 minute meditation. I had the great fortune to work with a specific mentor when I was going through my journey on the contest. And my mentor was a hypnotist, in addition to all the other things she was doing and helping me. And she invested with me and created safe space, the container of trust for us to meditate together. And she empowered me and imbued me with specific techniques that I can do meditation beyond the contest. Why am I telling you this? No matter how many presentations you have given, no matter where you go, if this is your first time or this is your 10th time, from my experience, when I went to Las Vegas, Nevada, I mean, I practiced every week several times in front of live audiences, get in my car, go speak, Toastmasters clubs, community organizations, business networking events, halfway houses, hospitals, churches, schools. And when it was my turn to speak on the day of the competition, something happened to me. I remember I froze. I remember just panicking, talking to my coach and saying, why is this happening? I know my talk. I know my speech. This should not be happening. Why am I freezing up? I cannot remember the word. And then I remembered I was putting too much pressure on myself to succeed. Too much pressure because I wanted it so much. And I wanted to prove to myself that I can move beyond my current speaking ability. The reason I'm sharing this with you is sometimes the harder you push, the more obstacles you create in your own way. And meditation or some kind of meditative practice will help you see beyond yourself and see what this process really is. It is a learning. If you get an award or the trophy, that's one thing. The biggest takeaway, and it's truly is the person you are becoming, specifically the craft, the tools that you will carry with you for the rest of your life, not necessarily the trophy. So I do focus on meditation as much as I can. It's not just about the trophy. It's about the people you meet, the messages you share, and who you grow up into on the way there. All right. Another thing I recommend for everyone is improv. If some of you are taking my improv classes, or going to another event on Thursday, or just love improv, I feel that improv helps you to think outside of the box. It's like a Tai Chi for the soul and CrossFit for the brain, for the speaker's brain. The reason I know this, I follow, or during my professional speaking journey, a lot of my professional speaking mentors and allies were taking improv class. And I was thinking, improv class, that's interesting. What is this all about? So I signed up in downtown Orlando, hour and a half traffic each way for 1 hour on Wednesday nights, just so I can feel the power of improv. And now I started my own. This is the one in downtown with my original teacher. It's Gloria Grell. She's a Toastmaster in the past. And this is just one of my classes. And we have a vibrant improv community online and in person because I'm no longer in a speech contest, but improv allows you to relax, allows you to be more fluid and more genuine and build rapport much faster with any audience anywhere in the world. Okay, visualize yourself succeeding. Don't dismiss that. If you have read or seen or have encountered work from American author Brené Brown, she says that in the United States and other countries as well, we discard, dismiss, and reject visualizing success. We hedge. We allow fear overtake us, and we don't even believe that we deserve to succeed and move forward. So this journey is speaking journey, yes, but it is also journey learning how to overcome your fear. And one of the things is to help you visualize, see yourself succeeding. Gymnasts, they practice and they also visualize themselves succeeding on the uneven bars and moving forward. Speaking contest is like an Olympics, and you have this beautiful opportunity for the next 3, 4, maybe 6, 9 months of your life to focus on this one thing and really create this domino effect in your professional life. Why wouldn't you want to do it? Why wouldn't you want to be all in and see how far it takes you? And of course, I visualized this, and it happened. Okay, so I see I have a green thing, green light. Thank you so much for that beautiful visual. Okay, all right. So I just want to go to this framework of success. It coming from Dan and Chip Heath, allows you to create messages that stick. Make sure that whenever you're finished speaking, and through your test groups, your writing groups, your mentors, your supporters, your small army of followers and fans and allies, that they can tell you what your message is. Some people call this through line from TEDx organization, the curator of TEDx. He talks about through line that goes through your message. Craig Valentine, another champion of public speaking, he has the same idea, and he refers to it as foundational phrase. And this is so good. He's such a good writer, such a good speaker. If you have a chance to hear him, I recommend him 100%. He says, foundational phrase determines what stays. I don't know. You can do this all day. It's, you think, oh, I need to put this in my message and this message. No. Determine what is the overall message and stick with it. And what is the foundational phrase? Our brain is a novelty-seeking machine. So can you break a pattern? Can you teach us something new? Can you take us on this unexpected journey? You will gain attention and become irresistible. So if you can, while you're baking your message, while you're crafting it, while you're sculpting it and creating it, what unexpected things do you have as part of it? Is it concrete? Specificity builds credibility as a speaker. So make sure that you are specific and concrete as you possibly can. Specificity builds credibility. That's not my phrase. That comes from certified public speaker, Hall of Fame speaker. What is her name? Patricia, right? I forgot her last name. Somebody help me out. But if not, I can tell you later. So she talks about that you have to be specific. And how credible are you to tell this story? Emotional is what moves us to believe you, to join you in the course, in your cause of action. Whatever message you make, whether that's tall tale, humorous, international speech, make sure it is loaded with emotion that people can recognize. Can I see myself in your story? Can I see myself in your outcome? How? Through the emotions you paint and color through your message. Identify the emotions that run through your message and make sure you amplify them. And you will know you hit the sweet spot when people are like, yes, they nodding with sagely. Yes, exactly right. This is how we do it. Okay. And then, of course, the stories, right? You have the characters going through change and the conflict. So I will just go through this. Make sure that if you have a message, make sure you talk about characters, talk about context, where they are, the conflict they're experiencing, the cure, and then so what. All right. And finally, let us not forget about the voice. The voice is how your message is received. I recommend going through the work of America's voice coach. His name is Roger Love. He does a lot of great exercises, a lot of different programs that helps you with breathing and resonance and richness of your voice. He does a lot of raspberry, like things like I don't want to spit in front of my computer. or in front of your face. That is so much fun that you can do with a partner by yourself, and it will help you become more effective. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, markguy.com, or just send me your email and I'll respond to you as well, or just put your email or phone and your name in a chat, and I will reach out to you after the message, after this presentation. Thank you, everyone, and I'll be here for Q&A.
Wow, thank you so much, Mark. You got done before the time. I was all ready, but we got so much information from you. It was wonderful. And by the way, it was Patricia Fripp that you were looking for.
Yes.
Patricia Fripp. Everybody's been writing in the chat.
This is what happens when you freeze. Oh my gosh, the room is full of Toastmasters. They know. This.
But we wanted to, I'm going to, let me change my background so it doesn't, not this blaring thing that we have, but I wanted to give everybody a chance to actually ask questions, because everybody has their own concerns. So if it's okay with you, we'll open up the floor and either people can raise their hand. If you raise your hand, you'll go to the front or the top of the line and we can see you.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I love the question and answer and just hear from everyone.
All right, who's got a question?
I'll ask one, Randall.
Okay, Randall, go ahead.
Mark, just terrific. A lot of great golden nuggets in there. I'm kind of curious, could you tell us a little bit about your first experience in Toastmasters? We were all there. We've all done that first week, month, year in Toastmasters. What was that like for you? If you can remember going back to that and as a new Toastmaster.
Yes, I remember this year, 2022, is a 10-year anniversary. I joined 10 years ago in April. In my local club, Winter Haven, just right down the road. It's about a mile away. I could walk there. Sometimes I don't know if I ever did, but it is about a mile. And what I wanted to say from this experience is I was so focused on looking good, sounding smart, and appear what I'm even not. And then I realized that Toastmasters is such a supportive, such a great environment. It varies from club to club, that you don't have to put on this face that don't even represent who you are. I did not understand this in the beginning. So my very first speech icebreaker I chose is based on a book called Thinking Fast and Slow. If you have seen this book, it's heavy. It's like a weapon. You can actually hurt somebody with that book. So I was trying to fit so much information from that Nobel laureate author, Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow, thinking, I got to make impression on these people. The truth is, I made much better impression when I just said, okay, let me just move away the book and talk about the experience I believe in. So that was my experience. And I had to learn that your experience may vary, and I'm okay with sharing this. Sure.
Thank you.
Mark, I wonder what made you decide to compete?
It's a good question. I wanted to prove to myself that I can do something in my life. And I thought, this is a great opportunity. I wanted to keep playing. I saw this as a game. I saw this as a game of life. I said, okay, so each level, club level, area, division, district, semifinals is a level. So how can I make my body, make my mind so in tune that I can keep playing? I just wanted to see how far I can go. So I was having so much fun. And I think that's a real big thing that we forget. It is, while it is serious, is never forget to have so much fun, because your overall experience will be so much better.
That's really important. I see Kathy has her hand up. Kathy?
Yes. You have since gone on to create all of these programs for you. You've created the improv programs, et cetera, et cetera. You know that better than I do. What came first? The Toastmasters courage? Did you get the courage in Toastmasters, or were you already in your brain, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that? What came first?
Kathy, you ask such a good questions. It's like a chicken or an egg. I don't know. Maybe an egg, maybe a chicken. Okay, maybe I'll have a chicken egg salad. I don't know. The truth is, everyone has their own threshold for confidence. You know, like, okay, I need to do this, and then I will feel a certain way, and then I will do this in my life. So for you, it may be something else. For me, it was, I just needed to see what I can do. This was a very personal journey. And I was just lucky enough to be part of Toastmasters, that I can express my creativity, take so many risks, meet so many wonderful people. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do it? I think for me, it was just finding my voice, finding the confidence. Like, if I can do this, what else can I do? And remember, I told you about this gentleman, Pres Vasiliev. He was my mentor from afar. I said, my gosh, his English is not even that good. My gosh, and he won. Oh, I gotta do this now. You know, so you have to find that spark that, you know, will you ever be ready? No. So it's a very personal journey. It's about confidence. So what is your threshold for feeling ready? Will you ever be ready? No. My advice is just to do it and to fail. There's no better place to fail than in Toastmasters. Truly, we talk about it. It's becoming, you know, like such a solid truth that it is true. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Kathy. I don't know. I can go on, you know, but
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
sure, yeah.
All right, Andy C. Paul.
Thank you, Mark, for sharing your life experience with us regarding speech contests and how to win. So you participated and reached international level years ago after you were inspired by Prez. So why are you not returning to that platform of competition? Have you achieved what you want to achieve out of speech contests? Because a lot of us may win at the club contest, but when we go to area, we do not make it, or we go to division and we do not make it. But we need to still get motivated to compete the following year at the club and then go through the grind again. Why did you not continue competing? For example, Verity, she several years have gone through that grind from the club all the way to international until she eventually won. So what's missing?
Well, I am just so happy you asked this question. You know, it is a personal journey. It's a personal decision. I did enter the following year, and I didn't go beyond division. It just tells you, you know, it's very difficult to repeat and do consistently. Also, I thought, okay, so now let's say I win, right? Then what? How will it advance my professional career? Okay, I will, you know, be invited to speak at district conferences as a keynote. You know, can I sell my products? Can I do this? What is the trajectory of my professional success? If I put in so much time, what will I be asked to do for free? What will I be asked to do for pay? Can I monetize this? And I made a business decision not to do it because I focus on other things. Because this container of learning is amazing for one purpose, right? To give you confidence, the skills that you can use in your, if you're employed or even entrepreneur. My vision and my, you know, apex is different. So, you know, I did this experience. I'm grateful for it, you know, and I would not be the person I am today if I wasn't part of it. But you have to see what is your end goal. So that's why.
Great. Thank you. Sabrina, I see your hand up.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mark, for this inspirational presentation tonight and for agreeing to present it. And I'm sure my question is, you probably answer bits and pieces in all the questions, because I had all those questions that everyone asked, I wanted to ask you. However, your last question, it was, thank you, Andy, we're thinking alike. how I wanted to ask you, Mark, how I know that you have not always won or gotten first place at a competition.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen you competed a lot, and not every time you're going to get that spot that everyone is vying for. Tell us how, and not every one of us deal with that the same way. Tell us how you have dealt with that. When anytime someone go into a competition, the goal is to win and to move to the next level.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it when you haven't gotten to that next level?
That's a good question. It's a rejection, right? It's a rejection by your peers. What can sting more than that? My peers rejected me. Let me collect a million pieces of my heart spread all over the floor first before I can answer this question. So, it's a tough question. It's a rejection. That's why I said, you will be rejected over and over and over and over again. Don't give up. I mean, and then you say, okay, is this my life goal, to be champion of the world, or can I make a difference some other way and just use this experience to be a springboard to something else? Yeah, and that's what I focused on. Yeah, I mean, it's because when I go into something, I go all in, and I think I did everything I could at that time. It took me to where it is, and I'm happy with it. I moved on. But yeah, I was heartbroken for a long time. Okay, couple hours at least. I mean, good thing the alcohol was available in Las Vegas everywhere. So, it was good. It was good. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So it was good. I went Caesar's Palace. I went to the bar immediately. I was like, okay, what else? What's next now? What's next? So.
So I wonder, one more question. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I see Glenda, and I've already asked a question. Glenda, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to ask Mark or make a comment, maybe more than anything. I have a speaking engagement coming up soon at a dental conference. It'll actually be my first speaking engagement on stage. I've been working with Toastmasters for probably maybe a month or two, and I am also working with a professional coach in getting it ready. But with the question that you just answered with, were you disappointed or how did you feel? I think I'm going into this with a little bit of a different mindset, as I've already won because I've been selected to speak on stage as part of this program. And even though it is a competition, there's 25 people competing for the title. I feel like I've already won because I'm one of 25 people that have been chosen out of the many thousands and thousands of people in dentistry to speak. And so just to kind of spin that a little bit in a different direction, I think you two were a winner because you were on the stage competing for that title to begin with.
Yeah. And I'm just grateful for the people that I met and insights into myself, right? It is a competition, but it is a little bit competition with yourself, right? With yourself, like, okay, what am I going to learn? How fast? Oh, I knew this. I just forgot. And you remember. And if you are part of this contest, whether what you're doing or maybe in the Toastmasters frame, I recommend writing things down, like really documenting, like, oh, this is what happened. And then years later, you're like, oh my gosh, I was so smart then. What happened to me now? Just, write down all the document, like journal. It is so helpful. Oh my goodness. And then maybe your partner or your friends or children, they were like, oh, this is good stuff. Thanks. Because it's not necessarily just for us. It's part of the legacy. And if you are part of this process, journal, document, so you can, it becomes like this tangible thing, something to learn from and, remember.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
The one last thing I wanted to just make a comment on and ask your opinion is, winning is not like an empirical process. It's not like you can say, well, if I do this, and this, then I will be the winner, because it's a judgment of
Mhm.
that pool of anonymous people out there, and we never know who we're speaking to. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but I've seen that the winning speech, I don't think, won. How could they have not chosen that other person? I think they did a great job. So there's our opinions that we have to process. And how do you handle that when you're working on stage?
I'm so glad you brought this up, Vicky. Toastmasters attracts the highest caliber, driven, hungry for learning individuals, right? I have had the great fortune to meet so many that come to Toastmasters and they go, right? And the bigger and better and beautiful things. Just a few weeks ago, if you know, there's a gentleman, Andrew Bustamante, right? And he was from District 47. And he was evaluating me. I was a test speaker at a district-wide contest in Tampa. And he won. And he used Toastmasters to build his business and his, brand. He appeared on TV, and then recently he was on Lex Friedman podcast. 2.6 million views from 4-hour engagement. And why? Because of the skills he learned Toastmasters. While he may not have won the ultimate crown, he is winning, building, providing for his family, and growing his brand. So that is so important. So even if you don't win, if you can parlay those skills to building your professional credibility and business, my goodness. Or even Rory Vaden, right? Founder of Southwest Consulting, like a couple hundred consultants all over the world. He came in second, and he's, I know, like so much more widely known author, speaker, mentor. He came in second. He didn't win and then who won? It was an engineer, I think, for oil company from Texas, right? It's all it is. So I gotta say, like, you do you work on you, focus on your goals. What matters to you? Use this as a tool. Contest is a tool to get you there faster. That's all.
Mark, thank you so much. I see Glenda, I don't know if you have another question, but we are getting close to being time for our next session. Everybody, I know you all, let's show Mark a little bit of love here. He has done a wonderful, masterful job of really laying out all the things we need to do. You can see that it's not an easy task. You have to be committed, but I love what you said about it being a journey that really improves your own personal skills. And that's why you do it. It's not so much the winning as the process you go through. So thank you so much.